Man, let me save you from wasting money on some terrible purchases. The PS5's been out for a while now, and yeah, there are tons of games, but not all of them deserve your time or your hard-earned cash. I've played a bunch of them, and today I'm showing you 22 PS5 and PS4 games that received a PS5 version. These aren't just good or fun for a weekend, they're the ones you'll remember for years, the ones you'll recommend to your friends, the ones that make you think, this is why I bought a PS5. No sponsored picks, let's get straight to the list.
1. Rise of the Ronin. Rise of the Ronin is one of those games that reminds you why open world can be special when done right. It's not just about samurai vibes, it's about freedom. You're literally a wandering Ronin in 19th century Japan during a time when the country was torn between tradition and Western influence. The world feels alive, not just filled with enemies to fight, but with stories hidden in every dusty village and quiet forest. The combat? Oh man, it's got that signature Team Ninja touch. Fast, precise, and brutally punishing if you get too confident. But what I love most is how much control the game gives you. You can move like a ghost in the shadows or just kick down doors and cut through everything that breathes. And the best part? It doesn't try to copy Ghost of Tsushima. It's grittier, more intense, and far more personal. The choices you make genuinely affect how characters see you. The grappling hook, the glider, the mix between traditional katana duels and early firearms, it's just pure fun. If you love that feeling of carving your own path through a chaotic world, Rise of the Ronin is worth every penny. 2. Atomfall. Guys, this game, Atomfall, totally caught me off guard. I didn't expect it to be this good, and honestly, I waited way too long to play it. Don't make the same mistake. It mixes post-apocalyptic mystery with that classic British charm that just works. The game throws you into a world that's broken and bleak, yet strangely beautiful. You'll wander through foggy fields, crumbling cottages, overgrown forests, and that haunting after-the-bomb silence. What I love most is that the game doesn't rush you. It lets you exist in its world. Scavenging, exploring, reading notes, talking to survivors who genuinely sound like they've been through hell. The storytelling feels grounded, almost like a BBC drama that went nuclear. Gameplay-wise, it's got that survival touch without being overly punishing. There's this constant tension of, something's not right here, and it keeps you hooked the whole time. If you've ever played STALTR or Fallout and wanted something with more soul and less chaos, Atomfall is one of those games that sneaks up on you and delivers everything you want from a great game.
3. Immortals Fenyx Rising. All right, Immortals Fenyx Rising. This one is pure fun. I don't get how people talk so little about this game. It's seriously underrated. Ubisoft really nailed something different here. The game doesn't take itself too seriously, yet it delivers solid gameplay and great puzzles. The movement is super smooth, climbing, gliding, sprinting, everything feels quick and satisfying. The world is colorful, full of dramatic gods and monsters that look like that came straight out of a comic book. It's got that classic just one more thing vibe. One more chest, one more puzzle, one more mini-boss. What I love the most is that the game doesn't stress you out. It's the kind of open world you play when you're tired of dark, heavy stories and want something bright and rewarding. Sure, it borrows a lot from Zelda, but who cares? It's fun, it's funny, and it runs beautifully on PS5. It's one of those games where you can really feel that your money was well spent.
4. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Man, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's a love-hate relationship for a lot of players. But honestly, I had a blast with it. It's massive, sure, sometimes too massive, but when you're riding across those icy fields of England as Ivor, axe in hand, it just hits. The combat is brutal and satisfying, and building your own Viking settlement gives this extra layer of meaning to the journey. It's not just about stabbing Templars, it's about becoming part of this world. You feast, you raid, you argue with kings, you find hidden caves with secrets from the old gods. It's a whole saga. And on PS5, it looks stunning. The lighting, the water reflections, the fog rolling in at dawn. Sometimes I just stop and stare.
Yeah, it's not perfect. Ubisoft definitely went overboard with the map markers, but if you dive in and play it your own way, it's one of the most immersive Viking experiences out there.
Number 5, Elden Ring. Listen, Elden Ring isn't just a game, it's an experience. The first time I stepped out into Limgrave and saw that golden Erd tree glowing in the distance, I knew I was in for something different. From Software didn't just make an open world, they built a world that feels alive, even though it's full of death. What makes it incredible is that sense of discovery. There's no checklist telling you where to go. You ride your horse, spot a weird building in the distance, and just go. Every direction leads to something unexpected. A cave, a mini-boss, or a nightmare that'll destroy you in 3 hits. But that's what makes it so rewarding. The combat? Brutal, but fair. When you finally beat a boss after 30 tries, you feel like a legend. And visually on PS5, it's breathtaking. Fog rolling through ruins, golden leaves falling around you, massive creatures walking in the distance. It's one of those games that sticks with you long after you turn it off. If you want an open world that respects your curiosity and doesn't hold your hand, Elden Ring is worth every single penny.
6. Dragon's Dogma 2. Man, Dragon's Dogma 2 blew my mind. I wasn't expecting it to hit this hard. It's like a mix of fantasy, adventure, and chaos in the best way possible. Every fight feels alive, like you're not just pressing buttons, you're reacting. You can climb on top of monsters, grab their tails, jump off cliffs onto ogres. It's wild. The pawn system is back, and it's even better. Having your AI companions actually learn from you, from other players' pawns, from fights, it makes the world feel shared in a cool, subtle way. And the way enemies interact with the environment, the lighting, the spells lighting up the night sky, it's just incredible. But here's the thing, it's not a game for everyone. It's deep, slow in parts, and it doesn't hold your hand. Yet that's what makes it so good. Every victory feels earned. Every corner of the world feels dangerous. You can go from peaceful exploration to full panic in seconds. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and I love it for that. Dragon's Dogma 2 is the kind of game you lose yourself in, and then realize hours have passed and you're still smiling. 7. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Now this one's special. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is what happens when developers say, let's make a medieval RPG without the fantasy. Just pure, realistic grit. And they nailed it. You're not a chosen one, you're not a hero. You're just a guy trying to survive in medieval Bohemia, and that's what makes it brilliant. The world feels real. The towns, the forests, the way people react to your clothes or smell, everything feels handcrafted. Sword fights aren't flashy, they're awkward, intense, and raw, like a real duel would be. It's not easy, but that's the beauty of it. You have to learn, adapt, and actually live in that world. I love how it rewards patience. You read, you train, you make mistakes, and when things finally go your way, it feels earned. And visually, the PS5 upgrade makes it stunning. Sunsets over villages, torches flickering in the dark, it's immersive as hell. If you're tired of over-the-top fantasy and want a world that feels human, Deliverance 2 is exactly that.
8. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Man, Rebirth hit me right in the nostalgia, but also blew me away with how much it reinvented itself. It's not just a remake, it's a full-on reimagining of Final Fantasy VII in open-world form. And the crazy part? It works. The world feels massive, vibrant, and full of things to do. One minute you're fighting Shinra mechs, the next you're exploring quiet meadows or racing chocobos through canyons. The combat is this perfect balance between strategy and chaos. Switching between characters mid-fight never gets old. But what really makes Rebirth special is how much heart it has. The dialogue, the emotional beats, the moments between Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith, it's cinematic but still playful. It feels like a game made by people who genuinely love the original, but aren't afraid to take bold risks. And on PS5, my God, it's beautiful. The lighting, the music, the cutscenes, it's easily one of the best looking games on the system. If you ever loved Final Fantasy, or just want an open world that's emotional, wild, and full of life, Rebirth is absolutely worth every cent.
Number 9, Monster Hunter Wilds. Alright, so Monster Hunter Wilds, man, this one's shaping up to be something special. You know how Monster Hunter games always had that loop, hunt, craft, repeat? Well, this time it's on a whole new level. The world actually feels alive, like storms roll in while you're tracking a monster, the wildlife reacts to you, and the ecosystem feels like it's breathing. Every hunt feels like an event. You're not just fighting a giant beast, you're figuring it out, watching how it moves, how it reacts when it's injured, how it runs off and hides when it's about to die. There's a real connection between you and the world that Capcom nailed this time. And on PS5, it's jaw-dropping. The sand dunes shifting, the lighting bouncing off armor, the roar of a monster shaking your controller, it's next-level immersion. But what makes it amazing isn't just the graphics, it's the sense of progress. Every piece of gear you make feels like a trophy of your effort. It's not about luck, it's about skill. If you've ever wanted to feel like a real monster hunter, not just a player, but someone who studies and survives in a living, breathing wilderness, Wilds is going to own your free time. 10. Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Man, Death Stranding 2 is something else entirely. You can't really explain it. You feel it. It's weird, it's emotional, it's confusing, but in that Kojima way that just works. The world is hauntingly beautiful, quiet, but filled with tension. You're alone, carrying what feels like the weight of humanity on your back. The first game was all about connection, rebuilding bridges in a broken world. On the Beach pushes that theme even deeper. It's about facing the unknown, about loss, and about finding purpose when everything feels empty. The cinematography, unreal. The sound design, chills. It's one of those games where even walking feels meaningful. And when things do get intense, the stakes feel like higher than ever. The BTs, the storms, those surreal moments where you're not sure if it's a dream or reality, it all hits hard. It's not for everyone, but if you like games that make you think, that make you feel, Death Stranding 2 is unlike anything else you'll play. 11. Far Cry 6. Far Cry 6, I know the series gets a lot of criticism for being more of the same, but honestly, I had an awesome time with it. The setting in Yara is stunning. It feels like a tropical paradise on the edge of chaos. You've got palm trees, ocean sunsets, and then suddenly tanks rolling through towns and guerrilla warfare breaking out everywhere. You play as Donnie Rojas, and what I really liked is that the story actually has some weight to it. It's not just explosions and madness, though there's plenty of that too. Giancarlo Esposito absolutely kills it as the villain, but I wish his role had been more significant throughout the game. He brings that calm yet terrifying energy that makes every cutscene feel tense. Gameplay-wise, yeah, it's Far Cry, but smoother, more explosive, and way more fun. The weapons are ridiculously creative, from silent bows to makeshift flamethrowers. And on PS5, perfect. The lighting, the color palette, the way fire spreads through the grass, it's beautiful and brutal at the same time. It's one of those games where you can just turn your brain off and cause chaos, or dive into the story if you want. Either way, it's a solid open world that delivers exactly what it promises: chaos, freedom, and fun. 12. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. Man, going back to Horizon Zero Dawn on PS5 is like rediscovering an old favorite, only now it's sharper, smoother, and somehow even more beautiful. The remaster breathes new life into a world that already felt ahead of its time. Aloy's journey through that post-apocalyptic, robot, dinosaur-filled world still hits just as hard. The story, the mystery of what happened to humanity, the way nature reclaimed everything, it's mesmerizing.
And the combat? Still one of the best mixes of strategy and skill. Every encounter feels like a puzzle. Where to hit, what weapon to use, how to survive against something 10 times your size. But now, with the PS5 upgrades, the lighting, the textures, the 60 FPS, it's chef's kiss. It's the perfect way to revisit the story before diving deeper into Forbidden West. Even years later, Horizon Zero Dawn proves why it's one of PlayStation's best. It's emotional, epic, and makes exploring feel meaningful. If you somehow skipped it the first time, don't. The remaster is the version this world always deserved.
Number 13 is Spider-Man 2. Man, Spider-Man 2 is pure joy from start to finish. I don't care how old you are, the moment you start swinging through New York, you're grinning like a kid again. Insomniac nailed it. The web swinging feels so buttery smooth that I swear I could spend hours just moving around the city without doing a single mission. The best thing? It's not just more of the same, it's deeper. Playing as both Peter and Miles gives the story so much more emotion and variety. You actually feel the weight of what they're going through, balancing their lives, their powers, their mistakes. The Venom storyline? Crazy good. Dark, emotional, and honestly, some of the best pacing I've seen in any superhero game. The city feels more alive than ever. From small street-level crimes to massive boss fights, there's always something to pull you in. And graphically? Come on, this is next gen at its best. The reflections, the lighting, the facial animations, insane. It's one of those games that reminds you why you love gaming in the first place. When the music swells and you're soaring between skyscrapers, it's pure magic.
"14. Dying Light: The Beast." Okay, so Dying Light: The Beast, this one's intense. It's not just another zombie game, it's about speed, survival, and style. If you thought the first Dying Light made you feel like a badass parkour runner, this one cranks that energy up to 11. You can feel the desperation in every step. Running across rooftops while night falls, hearing those horrifying screams behind you, it's the kind of game that gets your blood pumping. And this time, the world feels even more vertical, more reactive. Climbing, jumping, sliding, it all feels smooth and instinctive. What I love most is how it doesn't shy away from being brutal. You make a mistake, you pay for it. But when you pull off a perfect escape or take down a group of infected with some slick moves, it's so satisfying. And on PS5, gorgeous. The lighting alone, the way the sun bleeds through broken windows or how the moon reflects off blood-stained streets, it's cinematic. It's terrifying, but you can't look away. If you want a game that gets your heart racing and keeps you on edge from start to finish, The Beast is that ride.
"15. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition." Listen, The Witcher 3 isn't just a game, it's legendary. In this complete edition on PS5, it's the best version of one of the best games ever made. No exaggeration. You step into Geralt's boots and the world just pulls you in. Every town, every forest, every little conversation, it feels alive. The writing, still unmatched. The side quests are so good, they put most main stories in other games to shame. You'll go looking for a simple monster contract and end up unraveling a full-blown tragedy about love, betrayal, or curses. The PS5 upgrade makes everything sharper, richer, lighting, textures, frame rate, even new camera angles that make it feel fresh again. Roaming through Skellige with snow falling and the wind howling in your headphones, goosebumps. And that's the thing. Even years later, The Witcher 3 still sets the standard. It's not about mindless exploration, it's about meaningful choices, consequences, and moments that stay with you. If you've somehow never played it, fix that. It's one of those rare worlds that feels endless, but never empty. "16. Sonic Frontiers." Alright, Sonic Frontiers. This one surprised me, big time. I'll be honest, I didn't expect much going in, but man, they actually pulled it off. They found a way to make Sonic work in an open world, and it feels weirdly good.
It's like freedom mixed with nostalgia. Running across massive landscapes at insane speed, launching off rails, collecting rings. It scratches that Sonic itch in a whole new way. The controls are smooth, and the sense of speed, unreal. There's something oddly peaceful about exploring these wide, empty areas and then suddenly diving into pure chaos. What I really liked was the mix of old and new. You've got that open world freedom, but also classic, fast-paced levels that feel straight out of the old games. It's like Sega finally found the right formula. Yeah, it's rough in spots, not perfect, but it's the kind of game you feel. That thrill of going fast, that joy of figuring out puzzles while the world opens up in front of you. If you grew up with Sonic, this one hits a special kind of nostalgia, and it's 100% worth checking out. 17. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Alright, so Phantom Liberty, this expansion basically saved Cyberpunk 2077. Remember how rough that launch was? Yeah, all of that feels like a distant memory now. With Phantom Liberty, it's like the game finally became what it was always meant to be. Dogtown is one of the most atmospheric open-world areas I've ever played. It's grimy, it's loud, and it feels dangerous in the best way. You're constantly looking over your shoulder, the kind of place where you can feel the tension even when nothing's happening. Idris Elba as Solomon Reed, absolute powerhouse performance. And the writing, man, it's sharp. The story dives into loyalty, espionage, and trust, and the choices you make actually hurt. You sit there staring at the screen, thinking about what to do next. The new mechanics, the redesigned perk system, the improved police AI, it's all tight now. Night City feels alive again. And on PS5, it's silky smooth finally. If you gave up on Cyberpunk back in 2020, Phantom Liberty is the reason to come back. It's mature, emotional, and totally worth your time.
"18. Ghost of Yōtei." Man, Ghost of Yōtei is pure poetry in motion. It's not a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, but it carries that same spirit in every detail. The snowy landscapes of Hokkaido, the haunted temples, the lonely roads, everything is visually stunning. Every frame looks like a living painting. You play as a female warrior haunted by her past, and the game blends exploration with philosophy. It's not about killing everything that moves, but about understanding your place in a dying world. But when the fight begins, the combat is art, fast, precise, and beautiful. Every sword clash sounds like thunder echoing through the mountains. What really sets the game apart is the silence. There are moments when you only hear the wind, the snow, and your footsteps, and somehow that silence says more than any cutscene ever could. The immersion is almost spiritual. It's not about filling the map with icons, it's about feeling every moment, every duel, every loss. If you loved Tsushima, this one's a must-play. Not because it's the same, but because it dares to be something deeper. 19. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Anniversary Edition. Okay, Skyrim, it's like that friend who just never leaves, but you're secretly glad they stick around. The Anniversary Edition on PS5? Yeah, it's the same Skyrim we all know, but polished, smoother, faster, and packed with a ridiculous amount of content. It's crazy how, after all these years, that opening cart ride still gives you chills. You step out into the snow, hear the wind howling, and boom, freedom. That's what Skyrim does best. It lets you be whoever you want. Mage, assassin, werewolf, thief, you name it. The PS5 version makes the world pop more than ever. Load times are basically gone, textures are crisp, and the lighting brings a new life to those old mountains. Plus, all the Creation Club content adds hours upon hours of extra stuff. New quests, new gear, new chaos. Sure, we've played it 100 times, but somehow it still pulls you in. That's the magic of Skyrim. It doesn't age, it just adapts. And the PS5 upgrade makes it feel fresh again. 20. Days Gone Remastered. Man, Days Gone was so underrated when it came out.
Yeah, it had its share of bugs, and a lot of people compared it to The Last of Us, but honestly, it's a completely different experience, and an incredible one at that. The remastered version on PS5 just proves how much this game always deserved more recognition. You play as Deacon St. John, a tough biker with a heart full of scars. It's part survival game, part road trip, part emotional drama, and somehow it all just works. The world is brutal, but it also has these strangely peaceful, beautiful moments. And those hordes, my god. The first time you see hundreds of freakers charging at you in 60 FPS, pure adrenaline. The PS5 upgrade makes it run like a dream. Sharper visuals, smoother performance, and fluid combat. And the bike? Still amazing. That rumble, that sense of speed as you tear through the wilderness, absolutely addictive. But what really got me was the heart of the story. It's not just about zombies. It's about loss, loyalty, and trying to hold on to hope in a world that's falling apart. It's raw, it's human, and yeah, it's absolutely worth every penny now.
Number 21. Hogwarts Legacy. Man, Hogwarts Legacy, this game really hit hard. I have to admit, I didn't want to play it at first because I'm not really into the Harry Potter universe, but man, this is on another level. The moment I walked through those castle doors and heard that theme swell in the background, I was hooked, completely addicted. It's one of those rare games that truly feels magical. The castle itself is insane. Every hallway, every secret room, every moving painting, it all feels alive. You can spend hours just exploring without even touching the main story. And when you start getting into it, it's surprisingly emotional. The writing doesn't try too hard, it just pulls you into that world naturally. Flying on a broom? Amazing. Exploring the Forbidden Forest at night gives you chills. The combat is awesome too. Chaining spells, dodging attacks, setting enemies on fire. It's extremely satisfying. It's the kind of game that makes you feel like you really belong in that universe. On PS5, it's stunning. The light coming through the stained glass, the reflections on the Great Hall floors, even the sound of the wind as you fly. It's all incredibly immersive. If you ever dreamed of going to Hogwarts, this is as close as you'll get. It's not just a good game, it's an experience. 22. Fallout 4. And then there's Fallout 4. Yeah, it's old, but man, this PS5 upgrade gave it a whole new life. The Commonwealth's still that same wasteland we love, but now it looks cleaner, sharper, faster. It's smoother, more stable, and honestly, more addictive than ever. That feeling of stepping out of Vault 111 for the first time still gives me goosebumps. The music hits, the sun blinds you, and suddenly you're free. That's what makes Fallout 4 timeless. It's not about perfect graphics or polished systems, it's about that freedom. You can build settlements, mod your weapons, customize your power armor, and carve your own weird story out of the ruins of the world. One minute you're helping settlers, the next you're blowing up raiders with a mini-nuke, and both feel just as fun. The writing's classic Bethesda. Funny, dark, sometimes awkward, but full of charm. And now with the PS5 speed and visual boost, it feels like the version we always wanted. If you love exploring worlds that reward curiosity and chaos, Fallout 4 is still one of the best out there.
And that's it, guys. 22 open-world PS5 games totally worth your money. No fluff, no filler, just the ones that'll actually stay with you long after you finish them. If you've played any of these, drop your favorite down below, or tell me which one you think I missed. All right, I'm out. Go play something amazing.